So I've got our WebDriver demo project open here, and I'm going to go ahead and blank out what we had done previously because we're not going to be using Google anymore. We're going to create a page that has radio buttons on it. And the reason why we're going to do that is because it's not necessarily easy to find a page out there on the internet that has the radio buttons that we want. And sometimes it's just a little bit easier to be able to create the scenario that you want if you want to be able to learn Selenium and WebDriver. So it's real simple. All we're going to do is we're just going to add a new item here, and we're just going to search for HTML. And we'll just add an HTML page, and we'll just call this test page. And now within this page, we can just go ahead and take the HTML that we want here. I'll take that radio button code, and we'll just put this right there in the page. In fact, let's put it in the body here so it's a little bit more correct. And if we look at the design mode, you can see that it's displaying red, green, and blue. And if we go back here to the source, we can go to this page, and if we click on our HTML page here, you can see we have the full path right here. So I could just open up a web browser, and I can just go to that path, and we get this red, green, blue. So we can do the same exact thing. We can just take this path, and we can put it right into our test. Now, if you have this project in a different location on your system, you'll have to modify this path to make sure it's pointing to the correct thing. But that's pretty simple to do. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go and we're going to say driver.url, and we're going to set this equal to this URL. So that's going to load up our page. And then in order to get the data off of that page, we want to basically select the radio buttons. And each one of those is an element. So let's just go ahead and load this up real quick. And you can see here, if we look at the source of this, right, we've got our type is radio, it's an input, and the name is color. So if we were to select the color elements, if we were to get an array of those, we could basically just select the first one or the second one or the third one from that list. And that's exactly how we're going to do this. This is an easy way to do it. And then what a user would do is click it. So let's go ahead and do that same thing, and that should select the button for us. So let's go ahead and select the middle one. So we're just going to do driver.find elements, plural, so that we get a list of them. And we're going to say by name, and then we're going to make the name equal to the name, which was color. So that's going to get us all of the elements. We're going to go ahead and pick the second one out of it, or index 1, since it's 0 indexed, and we'll call this radio button, and then we're just going to click on that. So we'll do radio button dot click, and that's going to click that element. So let's go ahead and run this. And you can see our Chrome came right up here and the green button was selected. And of course, if we change this to 0, then we would expect red would be selected. And indeed it is.